This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Your fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like the things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low? Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Take control it. I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it right. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop a bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that brown. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it round.
Well, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, then you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, gots to go. Gots to go. So the people that moving slow, just moving slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they worth. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it off, baby, let me see. You might get a little more Lucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shawty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it right. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel? This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like in '94 when I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh, yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip.
All right, Chad, how we all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? You enjoying your tax day? That's right, the finger thing means the taxes. We got Luke with us. How's Luke doing?
Hello, Beglov, and my taxes were actually lower than my TurboTax fee.
Well, yeah, I'm poor. I usually don't owe anything federally. But I mean, they get us in this mood where it's like, oh, I get money back, or I don't owe anything. It's like you don't realize how badly you get fucked by the tax. Like, go to the gas pump. You know what I mean? It's like depending on where you're at, like $1 of that per gallon is taxes. Easy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know, oh, I don't pay. I rent. I don't pay property taxes. Your landlord does, and shit rolls downhill. So I mean, we're all getting fucked. Even those of us that don't feel it, that don't think we are, we're getting fucked. But you know, we need that money for like for Israel and for stuff like that.
And everything else we don't like to complain about.
I just saw a news story today. It's shared on my Twitter if you want to check it out. But like, Israel is just being one of the cities in Israel is being swarmed with bees. Just thousands and thousands of bees. Just bees.
What if what huh? What happened?
Thousands and thousands of bees.
Bees, you say?
It's funny because I was told by a bunch of megachurch pastors that totally don't get Mossad paychecks that God blesses Israel, and Israel's like God's favorite thing in the universe. This government that Jeffrey Epstein worked for. So it's kind of weird to see literal biblical fucking plagues.
Well, only one plague. We still have 9 more to go.
So far, where did
Let's see. Let me get this on screen
it's
here.
like God says to bless Israel, says some 300-pound fucking Southern megachurch pastor. Meanwhile, God's like, you know what? Bees. How about some bees? That's right, Chad, not the bees.
There we go.
That's just Israel now.
Like
bees.
I did like a honeycomb get out of the way or something.
I don't know that there is an explanation for this yet. But just bees. Just bees. That's what's on the menu for today. Bees.
Are Jews stereotypically allergic to bees?
I don't think anybody likes to be around angry bees.
Okay, I guess.
Some like webcomic I saw where it was like when God closes a door and it shows like a drawing of God, he slams the door shut. He always opens a window, and God opens a window, and then just bees come flying in.
Doctor, like Dr. Bees. Let's get Dr. Bees on the case.
Get Swarm from Marvel Comics, the supervillain made of bees. There's a villain in Marvel Comics that was like some Nazi scientist. He was doing some experiment with bees, and the bees like just ate him for some reason, and then they like somehow ended up with his consciousness. Like they had a hive mind that was his consciousness. So now he's just this humanoid shape made of bees. and he also carries his skeleton around for some reason. I don't really know why. I don't know why he needs to do that, but he does. But he's just a big humanoid. And he wears a cape, a nice purple cape too. Otherwise, he's just a humanoid figure made of bees, which I'm sure is a real pain in the ass to draw.
Oh, no! The problem with the cover cannot be resolved by adding yet more bees, plus actual live bees, plus actual live women getting stung by those bees. Change it!
More bees.
This isn't even a comic book anymore.
That's it. If I made of bees, I'd carry around my skeleton and wear a cape. I mean, I'd wear the cape. I don't know if I'd carry around the skeleton. I don't know if there's. I'm not sure exactly on the lore of him if there's a reason that the bees have to do that. Because sometimes he's not humanoid. Like at one point, he made like a dome made of bees and trapped some scientists in there. Yeah, Swarm's pretty cool. He's one of the best obscure Marvel villains. Spider-Man villain, but he's also one of those villains that doesn't really have a specific beef with a hero. He just seems to show up in Spider-Man comics more than anything else, but he doesn't have a particular beef with Spider-Man. Like,
I don't know how this showed up in my feed, but apparently it's been 30 years since James and the Chinese Peach came out.
Oh, nice.
30 years. Oof.
God, dude, bring up my bookshelf that I just had made.
Oh, bookshelf. Yes, bookshelf.
So I had a woodworking buddy do this, and I needed a new bookshelf for a while because I had no room for a ton of the trades and shit I had. He even put like designs on the side of it, like Carnage and Spider-Man designs and shit on the side, which is kind of a shame because you can't see a lot of them where it's positioned right now. But and that's not even all my freaking comics. I still have like an overflow shelf of like I have like DC comics, then licensed or then Marvel comics, then like indies, then Turtles at the bottom, and then I have an overflow shelf that's kind of just licensed stuff like Sonic and Star Trek and Godzilla and shit like that.
Here's the side, or I think this might be the side.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame you can't see a lot of it. That Carnage head's sweet though.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, the one side's basically right up against the wall. I did massive spring cleaning this weekend too, because it was like okay, I wanted to get the old bookshelf out, so it's like I got to take all the shit off of it. But before that, I even was like, "Fuck it, man! If I'm really tearing the room apart, I'm going whole hog, moving furniture, dust, like vacuuming behind furniture that ain't been vacuumed in years, cleaning out and organizing the closet. I went fucking nuts. I went full ADHD hyperfixation on it." Sometimes you can't really control the ADHD hyperfixation, but when it kicks in, you're like a fucking machine. It looks so good, dude. I was so happy to get that in there, man. Just get all that shit displayed and all. It's huge too. It comes apart. Like you can take the individual shelves and like put them down, like kind of. They got like pegs to like almost like Lego pieces go down onto each other. That way it's easy to disassemble. Because otherwise, I don't think I'd get that thing into the door. So that was my weekend. Well, which was a much better weekend than the Quartering had. Had you followed that, Luke?
I have not heard a word of it, so I have no idea what everyone's talking about.
Okay, so the Quartering, he had been being made fun of over in Kino Casino for a while, for being a fat, worthless cuck, being literally a cuck. He has a Jewish bull.
Really?
He has a Jewish bull. I don't.
Oh, okay. This has been confirmed, has it?
Yes. And I don't know, man. It's really weird to have a bull that's of a race that's not even known for having big dicks. That's kind of weird. You might as well have a Japanese guy as a bull too. Like,
I mean, if they're
how
ripped.
small are you, Jeremy? But whatever. We don't subscribe to those kind of racial stereotypes here.
No, we break all the stereotypes here.
That's right, Chad. He shits his pants. He shits his pants in the Walmart. So the Kino Casino is having their fun.
Of course.
And Jeremy's an easy target because he sucks. So Jeremy decided, you know what? I'm gonna strike their channels because I have content on YouTube. And that's cool. That always works out well for you. Now they don't have their main channel on YouTube, they're on Kick. But they have like clip channels, and Worski has a channel on YouTube that he hasn't even made. He hasn't even put anything in years, so he gets them struck. And this does not go well for him. This breaks out of containment. First of all, immediately within that typical sector, everyone's like, "No, fuck you! Don't do that. That's terrible." Like even people that don't like the Kino Casino, like Mersh at Revenge of the Sith, is like, "No, fuck Jeremy." You know, people that are like in Jeremy's weird little culture warrior clique, like Nerdrotic and shit like that, they're all saying fuck Jeremy. And then it breaks out into like Rex Jones, like Alex Jones's son is talking about it, and then Asmongold is talking about it.
Oh no.
So it's just it's completely blowing up, you know.
Oh yeah, it's bad enough. I mean, that's really the thing that crosses it. I mean, yeah, you have your life sucks. Unfortunately, you try to censor people. That's where people notice.
Yeah, we're one notch above like tomorrow. I expect to wake up and see Alex Jones full on talking about it. He shits his pants, folks. The New World Order put Mossad Bull in his bedroom. So that didn't go well for him, and you know, if anything, if I expected anyone to turn out to have a Jewish bull, it would have been Ted Cruz. But no, it turned out it was Jeremy. And this is blown up completely. And Jeremy is doubling down and doubling down. He tried to ignore it. He's locked all replies on his Twitter, where I think like unless he follows you, you can't reply or something. And he's now like, I'm the most powerful man on YouTube. And it's like, oh my God, dude, you are like this close to Nebuchadnezzar eating grass in the fucking courtyard of his palace. Like, you are fucked. Speaking of Nebuchadnezzar eating grass, Trump decided to post a whole bunch of unhinged blasphemy since we were last on here. That's cool.
Oh, yes. And although for me, the hilarious part is that all the horrible people are taking issue with it, including Cenk Uygur says, you know, it's not appropriate to make fun of the Lord and Savior. Oh, now you believe in the Lord and Savior.
Aren't
now.
you Muslim, dude? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, here's the thing. I thought he was an atheist, but he's always defending the Muslims. And it's like, wait, which is it, though?
I don't know. But still, it's like, I wasn't even outraged, but it's like, here's the thing about it. Trump's shenanigans are far more either tolerable or downright endearing when he's not fucking up. Like, if we weren't in the middle of a pointless war for Israel and gas wasn't $5 a fucking gallon, you know, and maybe he had actually released the Epstein files and we had a wall, then I could probably look the other way on that sort of shit. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's wrong. God forgive me. But I would probably be like, whatever, man. You fucking crazy bastard. At least you're doing what you need to do. But no, we are in a pointless war in Iran. And gas is $5 a gallon. And I don't have a fucking wall. So it's like, it's not cute anymore, dude. I'm not amused now. And then again, yeah, everybody has sides. You know, people that normally don't give a fuck are like, it's blasphemy. And it's like, you don't even believe in God. And then, like, professing Christians are like, no, he thought he was posting as a doctor. It's like, no, he didn't. Stop. What are you doing? The only mega church pastor I saw who commented on it was Doug Wilson. And he was talking about this is why we need blasphemy laws. So I was like, oh, cool. The only one of these guys that comments on it is the one talking about this is why free speech is bad. Cool, Doug. No, you're right. I should lose free speech because Trump is losing his mind.
Oh, great.
Chat says immigration is significantly down and we do have deportations. He is half-assing the immigration thing. I'll give him that. Look, there's 3 reasons I voted for. Drain the swamp, no new wars, build a wall / deport the illegals. The first 2, he's utterly betrayed. Like, there's not even debate on that. He's betrayed it. Okay? Hillary ain't arrested. Epstein files are covered up. Swamp ain't fucking drained at all. No new wars. Well, we're in the middle of a fucking war for Israel. You know, I would have even given a pass to the Venezuela shit just because it went so fucking swimmingly, at least as of right now. Regime change has a history of biting us in the ass, but as of right now, it's fine. So out of 2, you know, Meatloaf saying 2 out of 3 ain't bad. He didn't sing half-assing 1 out of 3 is okay. That's not what the song was. All right. Yeah, it's not, oh, you're going to vote Democrat. It's like, no, I'm not going to, I highly doubt the Democrats are going to put up someone better. I don't believe that's going to be the case.
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm allowed to be disappointed in the Republicans nonetheless. Okay. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing.
We're allowed to criticize our leaders. That's normal.
Yeah, that's a God-given right. I'm a big fan of it. That is my birthright as an American citizen, is to tell the president of the United States of America to eat shit. That is my God-given right. I'm allowed to look him in the eyes and say that.
Oh, you know Reagan's little story about Gorbachev?
No.
Well, he has a story. He like supposedly Reagan talks like he gives these stories like, you know what I love, like these two, a Russian and an American are talking a conversation, and the American says, you know what I love most about our country? I can walk into the White House, go up to the president, say, Mr. President, I don't like the way you're running my country, and the Russian's like, oh, I could do that too. Oh, really? Yes, I can go into Gorbachev's office, look at the Gorbachev, look him right in the eye, and say, Mr. Gorbachev, I don't like the way Mr. Reagan's running his country.
What is the old joke? Yeah, I'm allowed to tell the president to eat shit. Now, I might get, if I have a big enough platform, I might get audited. But,
Oh yes, definitely.
But other than that, I mean, it's basically fine. Just posted like, look, guys, I'm Jesus, and it's like, oh man, what's going on here? I don't know. He's bitching about Tucker Carlson, and he's bitching about like Candace Owens. He's like, these are relevant podcasters. It's like, then why is the president talking about him? Like, oh, he went off on Riley Gaines. Now, I want to be on the record, and I've said this numerous times on this channel. I never liked Riley Gaines. I always thought she was a fucking idiot. And I really don't think that she swims real good, but not as good as any dude, is a good enough reason to put somebody in charge of your movement. In fact, oh my God, I'm supposed to care about girl sports. I don't like college sports in general, Luke. I think in a fucking sane society that wouldn't fucking exist. These are supposed to be institutes of higher learning. You shouldn't be granted access to it because you can bounce a ball.
I mean, does anyone like college sports other than the parents?
Oh, no, college sports are huge. Are you kidding me? They're basically minor league regular sports. Now, nobody gives a fuck about college girls swimming. That only becomes a thing people pretend to care about because there was a tranny involved, and we were all going to fight about it. Nick, nobody cares about girls sports, period, by the way. You don't. I'm sorry. All y'all that want to dunk on the trannies, I get it. You don't like trannies. No one really does. Gay people don't even like trannies. But, like, you don't care about girl sports. I know you don't. Okay? None of us do. None of us ever have, okay? Let's be fucking real. Nobody cares, okay? So, yeah, I was never on board with Riley Gaines. I knew this was like kind of a fucking we'll prop this idiot up thing. That said, though, she went after the president of mildly criticizing him, really. And he went whole hog on her. You know, she's a dumb bitch or whatever the hell he was going on. And then she just apologizes. She just like fucking like, oh, I'm sorry. I love the president. And I'm like, have some fucking self-respect. Like, really? Come on. He just slapped you around on social media like you burnt his roast when he came home late from work. And you're like, oh, it was my fault, really. It says Jeremy's in charge of his own movements. Well, no, sadly, Jeremy's not in charge of his own movements. Can't even hold it. Long enough to get to the bathroom at Walmart. I don't know. I'm so fed up with Trump right now, and then it's like some lefty fucking blue-haired be like, yeah, no kings. You know, and it's like, shut up.
Oh yeah, Discord I know shared this little image. Hopefully I can see it. It just points to if yes or no. It's like a yes or no category where both answers are obviously false. Let's see, where are you?
So we closed down the Strait of Hormuz today, Luke. We sent it.
Oh yeah, we shut down. We shut down.
We shut it down because that's Iran shut it down, and then we shut it down. Actually, that's winning somehow, Luke. As I get raped in the ass at the gas pump, it really is like the scene in Blazing Saddles where they all point the gun at the black guy and he points it at himself. And it's like,
I'll do it. I'm serious.
Someone help that poor man. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. Oh, God.
We're
Yes, Chad. I know in the South, college football is bigger than hell. High school football is fucking big in the South. Texas too. Here in PA, it's big. There's a big Friday Night Lights culture here in PA. It's fucking weird. I moved up to PA in high school, and I was like, "This is fucking weird." That was a culture shock. Like, high school sports is on the news, on the TV, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Trump, and it's like, they had a Turning Point rally with Vance today at some arena or stadium or something, and when they pan out, it looked like a fucking. Remember how the Democrat rallies, they used to make everybody sit up front to hide the fact that nobody showed up? Well, they're doing it now at the Turning Point rallies. Remember the Trump and Vance and all in Turning Point rallies, man? Like a year ago, 2 years ago, you couldn't get near the place. You know what I mean? Lines backed up around a county when one of these guys showed up. And now it's like they're at like 20% capacity at one of these places with free tickets. The midterms are going to be a bloodbath, dude. The only mitigating factor is that the Democrats are also really, really retarded and don't know what they're doing. So it does sort of become like who's going to lose the hardest kind of race. I don't know. I don't think it's going to go well for if you'd asked me this time a year ago, I would have thought like, oh my God, we're going to sweep the midterms we're going to, we'll gain Senate and House seats, but no, not now. We'll frankly be lucky if we only lose one of the chambers. That's my prediction. I would guess the Senate because the Senate's always really close, but I'm not sure exactly what senators are up for grabs this time. So maybe not a lot of, contested seats. The House can always flip on a dime, but the Republicans also have a reasonably solid lead in the House. Since every 2 years, a third of the Senate and all of the House. I mean, it can always shift on you. God, we need a wall. I'm so sick of this. Oh, we got border security. It's like, no, man, I want a wall. Because the moment Democrats take power, which at this rate is going to be fucking November, then they could just, not have the troops there anymore, or the ICE agents or whatever they got patrolling it. Chet says the GOP cucked on redistricting. Yeah. For a hot minute there, it looked like they were just going to... I mean, they did a little bit of it. Like Jasmine Crockett lost her seat because of redistricting. But, I mean, they didn't do as much as they should. I mean, Virginia is now, like, solidly red for, like, 3 or 4 generations because of what the Democrats did with gerrymandering. Or solidly blue, I meant. Like, the Democrats just seized Virginia, basically, for the... for the foreseeable future, for probably my lifetime, if something's not done. And the Republicans could have done that in a bunch of places, and they just fucking didn't. Because, like, all we wanted was the fucking Iran war, I guess. I don't know, man. It's like you don't want to sound like absolutely batshit crazy conspiracy theorist, but the more you look at it, the more you're like, man, there's a whole bunch of shady shit going on. The more I look at Erica Kirk, the more I'm like, oh God. I think Charlie's whole life was a fucking Truman Show run by the Mossad. And I think he didn't realize it and he got off script. Like I always knew Charlie Kirk was a made man in a sense because it's like obviously like he obviously is. Yeah, he came from money and all, but it's like, he never went to college. He never joined the military because he wasn't smart enough to get into West Point. Charlie Kirk's a fast talker and he was charming and he was nice. That's what he was. He wasn't, the greatest mind of a generation, right? We all wanted to suck his dick after his death. I get it. But like, I felt that way a little too. If you'd asked me the day before he died, I'm like, what do you think of Charlie Kirk? I'm like, fuck that small face idiot. And then the day after he died, I'm like, we're all Charlie. I get it. I got sucked into it too. We all did. Very few of us resisted that pull, if you're even remotely on the right. But like, I mean, I had my criticisms of him before his death for a reason. And I do think he was made. I think he was propped up. That's pretty clear. I mean, it was just big donor money, Koch brothers, Zionist types, and all propped him up. And really, months before his death, he started going off the fucking reservation and being like, I don't know about all this Zionism shit. And it's like, he's questioning it theologically, talking about, the new covenant and the Jews aren't God's people. He's questioning strategically what good Israel really is to us. He's questioning it morally. Israel's committing terrible war crimes. Why do we got to pay for them to do that? He's asking a bunch of these questions. He was asking questions about Jewish donors and all the stuff they support, and starting to ask questions about Jews running the pornography industry. Charlie was going full noticer for whatever fucking reason. Was it just that in a cynical sense, he knew it was more safe to do this stuff that he had heard before, and now it was safe to say? I don't know. But then you look into Erica Kirk and you see she's got all these ties, and she's got fucking like ties to Epstein shit, and she just very much got propped up into Charlie's life. She got planted basically right under him in this organization to fucking sweet talk him. She's in interviews talking about, I never dated before Charlie, even though there's giant Instagram accounts of her with her boyfriend months before she met Charlie Kirk on yachts, all but sucking his dick. And it's like, why would you even lie about that? Why, like, you had a boyfriend before him, big deal. Why would you even lie about that? But you did a bunch of times, I don't know. I start to like, the more I look at, and I say this all to like, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, again, wasn't even a fan of Charlie for the longest time, but now I'm like, oh God. I'm like, that poor motherfucker. Did he know? Because like, he married that woman. That's the fucking mother of his children. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Did he know? Like, I hope he didn't. I kind of hope he died ignorant. Like, for his sake. I'm sure when you're in the presence of God in heaven, you're shown all sorts of terrible things about your life and the world that you lived in that you probably just couldn't have handled when you were breathing. So, like, I guess he knows now. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works, but like, I kind of hope he didn't know then. I don't know, man. You start to wonder how deep this shit goes. Because it's like and that's how you can get into like really dumb shit. That's how like people get sucked into like flat earth or shit or whatever. Because it's like, once you realize you lied to, then like, what else are you lied to about, Once you realize like how badly you're being lied to, like how brazenly you're being fucking lied to.
I don't know what to say to that because it drives you crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you almost like, it almost doesn't do you any good to look at it. Like, there's times I just step back because I'm like, okay, you're going so far down a rabbit hole, you're not going to know what up or down is anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You ever, like, when you're swimming, get like tossed around by the waves? This happened to me once as a kid. And like, for maybe a brief moment, you just genuinely don't know what up or down is. Like, that happened to me out in the ocean when I was a kid one time. I got knocked around by a big ass wave, and for like, I don't know. I mean, time slows down in a crisis, but like, for like a good solid second or two, I'm just like, I didn't know what up or down was. You know what I mean? Like if I could have gained my bearings to swim, I wouldn't have known what direction to swim in that brief moment, you know. And now, yeah, it's you know, I wasn't obviously hurt or killed or anything. You're not talking to a ghost, but I just stuck with me that brief moment of like, oh my God, like I don't, like I am in a bad situation here, and I have not the slightest ability to even affect it. Like that kind of disorientation. But yeah, you get too far down it, you're like, I don't even know what's going on at this point. You back off because like, what am I gonna do? I'm not the fucking question. I'm not up in the JLA watchtower. I'm gonna break the fucking case. Like, what am I gonna? Even if I figure it out, I got like 17 people watching me right now. Who cares if I figure it out? You know what I mean? I don't know. I do know the Israel shit's fading really badly. Even in evangelical circles, it's losing ground. Even in those circles, it's losing ground. And the evangelicals are the ones that keep it alive in this country, Luke. Like, make no mistake. We talk about the JQ in this part of the internet, but really here in the States, it should be the EQ. Because that's who's doing it, all right? Wolfland says, I genuinely don't understand how conservatives both want powerful authority and also don't have a clue at how power and leadership even works. I don't know, man. I think as a temperament, a lot of conservatism is just wanting daddy to tell you what to do.
I think there's like an echo of the Roman Catholicism still in conservatism, or which wouldn't surprise me, because part of it is just having a paternal government, a paternal moral authority figure telling me how you should think.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not saying everybody that's on the right or anything, but definitely within conservative thought, there's that mindset. There's that, you know, you want that. You want, you know what I wonder with Trump, like what happened to him. You know what I mean? And I think this is a bit charitable, but this is honestly what I think with him. I think that at some point in his second term, it became really apparent to him what drain the swamp meant. Like it became really apparent, like what the cost of that is, what actually has to be done. And I don't think he could do it. I don't think any boomer could do it. Like, I mean, drain the swamp means so much more than like certainly any Fox News boomer can ever imagine. Like it means essentially gutting and dismantling the entirety of the CIA, decimating the military-industrial complex. Like just, and those are sacred cows. The CIA not as much, and the FBI not as much, but the military especially, the conservatives, oh the heavens no, you know. You know, it's like a garden that's overrun and it's like full of fucking poison ivy and thistles and shit like that. And it's like you don't want to do what needs done because there's like a rose bush in there. You know what I mean? So it's like you think that you can like piecemeal and all, but it's like the reality is you have to dig the whole fucking thing out. Start over. That's the stone cold reality. There's no saving whatever good is in it. It's just not.
So we've basically gone full Metal Gear Revengeance.
Yeah, drain the swamp means you have to cut 90% of the Pentagon's budget.
And why not? It seems like a good focus to me.
You have to abolish the CIA. Realistically, you probably have to arrest and detain every higher ranking person in the CIA until you could begin to figure it out, because you can't just put them out in the wind. Like, those are things you have to do if you actually want to drain the swamp. You have to just put the Epstein shit out there and let the chips fall where they may. And there's innocent people on that list, Luke. There are. That's historical reality. There are. It's a big joke, but you know the Always Sunny Frank Reynolds joke. Like, I only went to Epstein's Island for the snorkeling. I had no idea about the other stuff. But there's motherfuckers that did. Like, there's motherfuckers that were tied to this and genuinely had no idea what's going on. I don't know the percentage. I could only fucking guess. Probably not a high percentage, but there are rose bushes in with the fucking poison ivy, Luke. There really are. And they got to go. They're going to get yanked up too. I don't know what else to tell you. It sucks. Whether you want to do it or not, you got to put all those fucking names out there. And yes, even if not criminal convictions or charges against people, everybody on that list is now suspect, and it's all known. And that sucks for people that were genuinely innocent. It really does. But what is the other option? That we just pretend that shit didn't happen? And by the way, Luke, it's happening again. We talked about this last week. It's still happening, I guarantee you. There's a new Epstein's Island somewhere. This shit is absolutely still going on. I don't have any evidence for that, but it's like, I just know.
Have there been reports or just a hunch?
If I see a fucking ant in my house, I know there's more ants. You know, like, I know that just not one lone fucking ant wandered all the way into my kitchen. You know what I mean? That's not a likely scenario. Like, obviously, there's something else that replaced it. And there's very few people, I think, that are willing to to face that. And certainly no boomers. Certainly no conservative boomers that watch Fox News and shit. So, I mean, what can you do about it? You know, they can call me a libertarian because I don't want a new war or a new Patriot Act or whatever. But I don't know. How many times can you warn them, you know?
Yeah. There's always a joke that libertarians are always right, but they never win. And it's because no one votes for them. No one listens to them.
I mean, the only thing I think the modern Libertarian Party is flat out wrong on is the border. The other stuff, I mean, they're tone deaf on. They're focusing on, like, I don't think they're wrong when it comes to, like, pot. But they focus on it way too fucking much. It's actually kind of low on the list of priorities, okay? Like, freedom is about more than weed and buttholes, okay? Okay, that's part of it. It is part of it, you know. But you are allowed to be the amazing atheist and put a banana up your ass if you want in a free country. I wouldn't recommend it. And I'm still baffled at how he got a banana up his ass, Luke, if I'm being honest with you, because a banana just doesn't seem firm enough to do that. Cucumber, I would understand, but a banana, I don't know.
I mean, a really ripe green one would do the trick.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a green one. It's been a while since I unfortunately saw that. But I don't remember. I don't seem to think it was a green one. But the point is, you're allowed to do that in a free country. That's part of being free. Chad says he studied Gavin's techniques. Here's another guy that loves shoving things up his ass to own the libs or whatever. Amazing Atheist was just behind the times. He should have waited 10 years and he could have joined the alt-right. He's just ahead of his time. Chat says apparently the Amazing Atheist is now into chaos magic.
Wasn't he always, though?
I don't know. It's another fucking YouTuber whose penis I saw against my will. I've seen a shocking amount of YouTuber penis, Luke. I didn't ask for it, but it happened.
That's what the internet does.
It doesn't add up to a lot in length. I think it's still under 2 feet total. But it's a lot of them. These fucking goofballs with the tiniest dicks. I just can't wait to wave them around for some reason. Chat says him and Sticks. Yeah, isn't Sticks in jail now? Didn't he finally go to prison?
Let's see. Sticks Hexenham. Where is he now?
I know he was looking like he was facing prison time.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was in a situation where he lost his front tooth, but whether he's in prison now, I'm not sure.
80% of the length was Pro Jarrett. Yeah, Pro Jarrett was probably the most impressive of all of them. It's still not very impressive.
Let's see. He just posted content 6 hours ago, so he's still around, saying, "Happy Tax Day. The U.S. tax system is absurd."
Side note, I'm genuinely angry and fearful of the damage his holy war for Jesus be that the evangelicals are pulling. I really don't like what utter fools evangelicals are making of Christianity, because you're going to end up with a lot of atheists emboldened, and you're going to end up with a lot of like trad Catholic and fucking Orthodox spurgs who have a perverted gospel emboldened. Like, I'm sorry, if your gospel includes works, it's not the gospel. Sorry to tell you. If your gospel doesn't have room for the thief on the cross, you make Christ a liar. It's the end all be all. Okay. You know, there's a thing. Alex Beg had a thing. I don't know if it was part of a sermon, but I've seen the clip where he's talking about, like, imagine the thief on the cross in heaven, you know, and the angel comes up to him and goes like, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "I don't know." He's like, "What do you mean you don't know?" He goes, "I don't know. I was on a cross a little while ago," and he goes, "Well, are you up to date on this doctrine or that doctrine?" He goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he goes, "Well, then by what basis are you here?" And he points to Jesus and he goes, "That guy said I could come." Yeah, and that's it. That's the gospel right there. That's the core of it. And the moment you're like, yeah, but you also have to like pray with these magical beads, and you have to give money to a pedophile, or give money to Israel, or the pedophiles in Israel. The moment you start adding that stuff on there, you're not allowed to look at R-rated movies, all that kind of dumb shit. Then it's like, all right, well now you fucked it all up, okay? Because the thief on the cross didn't do any of that. There's no evidence that he had any religious background that we know of. You know, he could have been worshiping Apollo 3 days later, for all I know. He could have been in the Apollo temple getting fucked in the ass with a bunch of dudes in the Apollo temple, or in the Aphrodite temple banging whores. Maybe one of those parties went really wrong, and that's why he's on the cross in the first place. But we don't know anything about him. But he's up in heaven and he's pointing to Jesus and he says, "That I'm with that guy. He said I can come."
Yeah, the purity spiraling of doctrine gets really annoying after a while. I mean, I've had a Eastern Orthodox guy. Well, actually, he's not an Eastern Orthodox guy anymore. He's an atheist now. But he told me that because I didn't say that, like, I didn't officially say the Nicene Creed, I technically couldn't be a Christian. I said, well, yeah, I completely agree with the Nicene Creed, except with the condition that that Catholic does not mean Rome. But I was willing to concede that he was a believer. Like, yeah, if you believe in Jesus, hey, you're in the party. Welcome.
I don't know. I'm mostly theologically in line with the evangelicals, again, except for the Israel shit. And I'm not really a literal creationist, but just culturally and politically, they suck. They just suck, man. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to vote for like Ted Cruz, and I don't want to watch like terrible Kirk Cameron and David A.R. White movies on PureFlix. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to pretend like Revelation Road starring David A.R. White is a good substitute for any Hollywood action movie. I can't. I'm sorry. It's because it's not. All right. It's just not. I'm not going to pretend like Angel Studios makes good movies, Luke. I can't do it. I'm a bad liar. I'm sorry.
I mean, David was pretty okay, though.
I didn't see David, but
it's a pretty impressive feat. I mean, they had to cut out certain things for content, but generally speaking, it's pretty very good for what it's trying to be. I especially love their for those who know, there's a little speech or like a conversation with Goliath that really emphasizes the dynamics of the conversation, and it's pretty impressive.
Does he cut Goliath's head off?
We don't see that part. There's no blood per se.
I don't have the Bible in front of me. I don't have the story in front of me, but I don't think God told him to do that part. I feel like that was David. I feel like it was like I feel like that was fuck you, you son of a bitch.
I mean, in the movie version, David takes offense that Goliath mocks God, but in the Bible, he says, "Who these uncircumcised people think they are? They can't say that about God."
I don't think like I feel like God told him to go deal with him. I feel like the cutting his head off part afterwards. I think that was his idea. If I recall correctly.
Probably, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the whole screwing his buddy's wife and sending him off to die. I don't think that was good.
Oh yeah, the story stops when he becomes the story stops when he becomes king, so we don't see that story.
We don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Although they do make him a little too gentle, because in the beginning he's protecting a sheep from a lion, and so by chance he saves the sheep, but he also coincidentally the lion ends up pinned under a rock out of distance, and so he moves the rock away so that he saves the lion.
Doesn't go full King Kong and rip its jaw open like King Kong did to the T-Rex. That's closer to David. Shove a sword right down its throat. I don't know, man. I want to see more R-rated Bible movies. I want to see more of the Passion, but just with like other Bible stories.
Probably the only thing
faithfully done, but I want David cutting Goliath's head off. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna do it. Have some balls.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, we did the kid one, but like, can we have one for the grown? Not everything has to be okay for kids.
That probably wouldn't be very financially successful if it was more for the adults.
I don't know. I mean, the Passion was brutal.
Oh yeah. Oh, what else?
I was a pretty jaded horror movie fan at that point. Like, Luke, I was like towards the end of high school, I started getting heavy into horror movies because I buddied up with somebody that worked at Jason's Woods, a Halloween show, and I'd seen horror movies before, but that's when I got like heavy into it. So by 2004, I'm now like 21. I had just ridden a wave of like 4 or 5 years of just soaking in the horror genre. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I went into that like, this will be nothing. I'm sure these pussy evangelicals can't take it, but I am going to just sit here and just be munching popcorn like it's fucking nothing. No. I was like, oh, There was at least one time when I just went, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that
and then immediately was like, yeah, I guess.
That movie did not shy away.
I'm literally looking at this at times and I'm like, is this even accurate? How is he not dead already? Like and then I'm looking at mine, it's like, well, that's what it says. I've only seen The Passion once. And I love it. I will highly recommend it. But I have it on DVD, and I've seen like bits and pieces of it since then. I've only sat down and genuinely watched it in the theaters at one time. And I mean, I intently I'm a smart ass going into this. I'm like, I got my fucking girlfriend at the time too, and I got like a fucking big ass soda and my giant popcorn and shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, hell yeah. like it's just nothing. Like I'm watching just some bullshit fucking Rob Zombie movie or something. You know, I'm like this ain't gonna be nothing. And I like 5 minutes into it, I'm not even touching the popcorn. Like, I don't want it now anymore. I just no. You know the one scene in there that sticks in with, and I never hear anybody point this out, but it honestly stuck with me just because it showed like the humanity of Christ. There's a scene in there where he's like he's still a carpenter and he's working on some table or something like that, you know, and chair. I don't remember what it was exactly. Whatever, he's doing woodworking, and his mom comes in, right, and they're just talking back and forth, and like she holds out like a bowl of water. She's like, wash your hands before we eat, you know, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you know, a grown son just talking to his mother and all. And he like washes his hands and he just kind of like playfully like splashes water in her face a little bit, you know. And just like that scene alone, like that. Again, that's not the kind of thing you see in like Christian schlock. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's genuine. Like I'm trying to show that this is a man, you know, and God. Like this is like that alone, such a small thing, but like literally 23, what is it? 22 years later, and it's still one of the first things even that pops in my head, more so than even all the shocking stuff. The two things that I could close my eyes and see perfectly is basically that and the dude playing the devil. That was really creative and well done because he had this weird, like almost beautiful, but also really disturbing androgynous look and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas it's not some twirly mustache shit. It's not just like a dude that looks normal. You know what I mean? Like that was really well done. That stuck with me. I do remember Mel Gibson, like in an interview when they're talking about like, is it anti-Semitic or is it this or that? He goes, I didn't write the story. Like, why don't you complain to the author? All right, I'm just adapting the work. That's great.
Yeah, the one scene, the one non-violent scene that stuck out to me was the one scene where Jesus is running along the road and Mary's waiting for him ahead, and all of a sudden Jesus trips and falls, and Mary's like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" And Jesus gets up like it's nothing. It's like,
yeah, he just stumbled because he's just a dude. He's a man. Like yeah, he's God, but he's just a man. He's just walking around and he tripped on something.
And I don't know if this counts, but have you seen The Miracle Maker?
I don't think I have. No.
It's a claymation story of Jesus.
I might have seen bits of that. I think that sounds familiar.
And there are the moments of dialogue are actually pretty nice because there are moments of like just humor that you don't normally see, like when Pete and like the disciples are selected and they get invited to this house because they're kind of set up Jesus to catch him in a trap, and Peter's like, "Why did they invite us here? They don't like us here." And Jim's like, "I don't know, but let's eat before they change their minds."
Yeah, I want to see more movies like that. Chet says the devil was played by a woman. I didn't really notice that. Again, there was a really androgynous quality to him. It looked like it was supposed to be a dude, but yeah, there was definitely a like I don't know, just an otherworldly and androgynous quality to him that I thought was a really interesting touch.
Oh, Monica Bellucci played Magdalene. I forgot about that.
I don't think the guy that played Jesus did much of anything other than maybe a Christian movie schlock after that.
He's in a voice. What's it called? The hunting down the pedophile story.
Oh, that what was it? Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. Yeah, that's pretty decent. There's some decent lines in there.
Chet says, "What's your opinion on PPP?" You know, when I first stumbled across him online, and I mean, good God, this would have been like maybe even pre-pandemic times, way before Kino Casino. Probably like 2019ish. He was going after Fuentes a lot, and I don't know, man. Initially, he kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I just got bad vibes off of him. But for the most part, I don't have a problem with him now. I think I haven't watched Kino Casino in a little while until this quartering shit started. But I do remember they had like way too much of a habit of like anybody that disagreed with them, they call a pedophile, which is a fucking bit much. Now, half the time they were right because apparently, like half the people on the internet are pedophiles. But I mean, that's just luck of the draw. That wasn't really calling it on their part. I think they pushed out on the Razor Fist stuff too. If I'm being honest, like they had, like, look, man, they had Danny dead to rights on that shit, and when he threatened a lawsuit, they didn't officially back down, but they definitely stopped talking about him a lot. And I mean, maybe other interesting things came up, but I just think that, look, a lawsuit's a scary thing. And whether you're right or wrong, you could lose. I mean, you never know what a judge or a jury are going to say at the end of the day. So I can understand not wanting that smoke. That said, though, it is a shame that somebody who's very clearly full of shit can just threaten to sue you and you kind of back away. But I don't know, maybe he just lost interest and all. I mean, they never retracted anything. They didn't full on cuck. They just sort of changed the subject. But no, I don't have a problem with PPP, and I certainly don't think his channel should be struck because he calls Quarter in a cuck or whatever. No, I don't have a problem with him. And again, there's things I don't like. The fact that they all sided with Eric July. They all like wanted to suck Eric July's dick, and that was only because like the only reason they sucked Eric July's dick is because Dick Masterson was shitting on Eric July, and they hated Dick Masterson, and everything's got to be like clicks and sides, I guess, in the sector. So let's pretend like Eric July's dog shit comic isn't terrible, and Eric July isn't an obvious grifter and scam artist. By the way, the whole Comicsgate scene is fucking grifters and scams. Comics don't need fucking crowdfunding. I've said this for now 7-8 years that this has been a thing. It's one of the lowest cost of entry medias in existence. Only a novel is an easier cost of entry media. They don't need crowdfunding. This is a joke. You know, you shouldn't be throwing millions of dollars at a proof of concept comic because you want to own Brie Larson or whatever. That's stupid. It's a bubble. And guess what? I say that as someone that likes Cyberfrog. I think Cyberfrog is a good comic. It doesn't need crowdfunded, and it should be coming out a lot faster than it is. But it's a good comic. Chat says Worski's gotten better. Yeah, Kino Casino is very entertaining. I mean, there's no getting around that. They are good at what they do. Which internet personality do you think has the biggest downfall? Oh, I mean, you could say maybe like Mundane Matt. I think Quartering's probably going to be up there here soon. I don't think he's close to done falling. Ralph probably. I mean, Ralph was on top of the world. Like, you go back to like 2018, man. And my God, I don't know what's keeping him alive other than maybe God is enjoying a good laugh at him, because I don't know how Ralph hasn't ended up dead in a ditch yet. Chat says there's been nothing good to. Oh wait, no, my mind went to Spoonie. Spoonie's low. Chat says there's nothing good to come out of Comic Gates, just grifters. Okay, so like, of the actual comics I read to come out of this, and I'm using Comicsgate in the broadest terms, by the way, because like Eric July and like the Common America guys and all, if you ask anyone outside of Comicsgate, they're Comicsgate. All of the right-wing crowdfunding comic book guys who complain about woke Disney or whatever are all Comicsgate in the eyes of the outsiders. That's just a fact. Like, go on a regular comics Discord, and if they know who Eric July is, he's Comicsgate. Regardless of whether he ever adopted the label, you know, sometimes you are what other people say you are. Like, at the end of the day. Of all that, I've read Isom, which is pure unadulterated dog shit, like 100%. I read Common America, which is okay. It's a bit too weeb for my taste, and it really kind of felt like the poor man's Empowered. But it's all right. It has genuine heart and talent behind it. I could see why someone would like it. I read Cyberfrog. I have the complete 90s collection of Cyberfrog. I even got one of the fucking figures online. That's how much I loved it. I've read a decent amount of the modern shit he's put out. But he's just really slow doing that. And I'm not going to crowdfund a comic book for $25 that comes out 2 years later. I'll just wait till he puts it in a collection. But Cyberfrog is quite good. I never heard of Cyberfrog back in the day, and I've been a huge comic book fan since the mid-90s. So it was a very, very small thing. But he collected all the 90s shit he did at like Harris Comics and other companies and shit. And it's good. It's quite good. It's very TMNT meets Spawn with tons of 90s edge. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It has a permanent shelf on a permanent spot on my fucking comic book bookshelf. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Ethan Van Sciver is a very talented artist. And Cyberfrog is quite good. Cyberfrog doesn't need to be crowdfunded. I'm sorry. Ethan Van Sciver has talked about the fact that he's made $10 million off of this project since he began crowdfunding it. So then why is it still being crowdfunded? To me, that's just anti-consumer shit. And that's not unique to him. I would have the same criticism of the whole rest of these guys. It's one thing when you're unknown and you're trying to get started. It's another thing when you have an established brand that you should be able to just sell me a fucking comic at a reasonable price. What's the other one I read? The other one that I noticed, that I took notice of and I talked about on here. The guy who created Pit for Image back in the 90s, he crowdfunded a Pit collection, which was pitiful. It was just like the first 5 issues, and it was like $45 when a normal trade paperback that size should be like $20. And it's like, there's less than 30 Pit comics ever. He could easily put them all in a collection. Now, yeah, he probably couldn't get the rights to the Darkness crossover and the Hulk crossover, maybe. But apart from that, he could do all of it in one, and he just didn't.
What's the premise? What's the premise of Pit?
It's like you smash together Lobo and Hulk. I mean, it's basically, he's like an alien. I haven't read a ton of it, by the way, but he's like an alien. He's like Hulk powers, but he's kind of got Lobo's personality, I think. I haven't read a ton of it. I could be getting this wrong, but that's my surface level interpretation of it. All I remember reading is I read one of the early issues out of a fucking dollar bin, and I read the Hulk crossover when I was on a big Hulk kick years ago. I dug it out of a back issue bin, and I can't say I was impressed with it. His art's gorgeous, though. I mean, it's typical Image. I mean, the story is dog shit, and the art is gorgeous. That's kind of like what the best way to describe Isom is it's like an early 90s Image book, but without really impressive art. Like, the writing is that bad. The writing is early 90s Image bad. Like, something you'd catch in an issue of fucking Youngblood. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't even know what's supposed to be happening in this.
And what, yeah, I really, when it first came out and a literature devil came out and examined it, he really pointed out how kind of lackluster it was.
Oh, Isom's dog shit. And it's boring. That's the other thing about it. Like, you could, like, if I was to read through like if I was to read Youngblood #1 and like show you all panels and all, we could sit here having a grand old time with how utterly ridiculous it is and how atrocious and nonsensical the art is at times. But with Isom, it's just like, this is just boring.
But just out of curiosity,
literally soulless shit that this man farted out.
Yeah, how is this? How is the story of Youngblood?
It's bad. It's bad. I mean, if you think Rob Liefeld's art is bad, what do you see his writing?
Oh, jeez. See, have I liked anything by Rob Liefeld? I can't think of it at the moment. I'm sure I like something he made.
I love Rob Liefeld being like, I created Deadpool. And it's like, yeah, kinda. Like, first of all, there was a writer involved, but let's set that aside. Like, Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness created everything you like about Deadpool. Like, Deadpool, if you were to start reading Deadpool, look, if you were like, I want to start reading Deadpool, I would be like, start at Deadpool #1 from 1997 and no earlier. That would be my wholehearted advice to you. You are wasting your time digging into the earlier shit.
Oh, is this him? Is this Liefeld's Deadpool?
Yeah, Liefeld's Deadpool was just literally a palette swap of DC's fucking Deathstroke. I mean, his name is literally Wade Wilson instead of Slade Wilson. Yeah, all this stuff if you're like, oh, I like the Deadpool movie. It's like that's all from the fucking 1997 Deadpool series. The blind black woman that he lives with, like all of it. The personality, he was just angry, tough guy assassin before this. All the funny, goofy personality shit came about from that 90s series. Like, yeah, Deadpool, the Ed McGuinness, Joe Kelly Deadpool series from 97 onward is fantastic. I highly advise reading it. The rest of the series is bad. I actually remember in the mid 2000s when they put out collections of that series under the title Deadpool Classics. They put out like all of Deadpool's early appearances in the first trade paperback, and then Deadpool #1 in this big, thick $30 trade paperback, right? And then volume 2 is starting at like issue 2 onward. And I remember my one buddy was like so pissed at that because he wanted to read the Deadpool series. And he's like, the first trade paperback is 97% dog shit. Like, it's like, he's like, why couldn't they have just put Deadpool #1 on in the second volume? I'm like, at the time, I'm not sure anyone would have bought this first volume.
Liefeld's book, Deadpool Bad Blood. You can still see his signature foot limitations.
There was a series he did. It's as of right now the last thing he did at Marvel. It was a miniseries called Deadpool Team Up, and it's just Deadpool written and drawn by Rob Liefeld with a bunch of guest stars. And I don't remember why I got it up my ass that I wanted to read it. I think I just thought it was an interesting like assortment of guest stars.
Wait, was this published in 2022?
Maybe. But I know Deadpool Team Up I think was 2024. But that was the last one he did. There is a character in that book that is a Rob Liefeld insert character. When he unmasks, it looks like Rob Liefeld, like the face, and it's the best face Rob Liefeld ever drew in his whole fucking career, and it's his own face, and it still looks like shit. It still looks like shit
in this comic.
No, in Deadpool Team Up. Deadpool Team Up number.
I have to find this now.
You might be able to find it on my Twitter if you like try and search Rob Liefeld. I think I posted it, or my good buddy Andrew Banner, who you should all follow. Books _ Andy.
2024 was it?
Deadpool Team Up, it was called.
Well, I see 3 of them. There's 2010, 1998, and 2024.
Yeah, it would have been the 24 one.
All right, let's see if I can find this sucker.
Yeah, that's right. There was a 2010 series called Deadpool Team Up. That's right. I actually was reading that back in the day. Oh, God. It's so bad. It's like this character that was like this mystery character in this whole 5-issue run. He unmasks and he's like some sort of like super badass character, but it's just Rob Liefeld. Like he just put his own fucking face there and it still looks like shit. Rob sucks. He's gotten so arrogant in the last few years. Like he had been the butt of jokes all through the 2000s and 2010s. And now he's just like, there's enough nostalgia around him and everyone sucks his dick and all. And he's now like, oh, I created Deadpool. I'm a genius. I made some of the highest selling comics ever. It's like you sold them to idiot speculators, though. Like you sold 30 copies of Youngblood #1 apiece to people who thought it was going to be their retirement fund. You made comic book Beanie Babies, you dumb motherfucker. That's what you made. You made the comic book equivalent of fucking Beanie Babies. Except at least Beanie Babies are still little cute stuffed animals you could give to a kid and amuse them with. I guess you could burn copies of Youngblood to stay warm here in the winter months as energy prices go up. I didn't know this, but I fully believe it. Reminder that someone had to sit inside Liefeld's house to get him to finish an issue of Deathmate. That's hilarious and true. And I believe it. I 100% believe it. I 100% like Jim Lee had to come over and make him work. Here's a funny story with Rob Liefeld, and this sums up what a shithead he is. So not only was Rob like an untalented sack of shit, but he was also notoriously hard to work with.
Mm.
You know, motherfucker thinks he's George Perez, okay? Except George Perez was nice. Let me use another example. Like, a motherfucker thinks he's Alex Ross. Alex Ross is a dickhead, by all accounts. Alex Ross is a stubborn asshole. But he's also Alex Ross, okay? You can get the fuck away with it. Like, if anyone can walk into a room in a fucking comic book company and demand everyone suck his dick, it's Alex Ross. Fair enough. All right? He's in that echelon of like maybe 50 people in the history of the company who's earned that fucking right. In the history of the industry, I mean. Who's earned that fucking right. So, okay, he thinks he's fucking Alex Ross. So Robert Kirkman, we all know and love Robert Kirkman. Walking Dead, Invincible, Marvel Zombies, Marvel Team Up over at Marvel. Robert Kirkman, we all love him. Superstar writer of the 2000s, Robert Kirkman. Basically there he is, the dog shit.
That's
Rob Liefeld, his own face.
That's the best angle he gave himself?
It's the best face he ever drew in his career, and it sucks. And it was just himself, only younger. It was just what he looked like in 1994. Okay, so anyways, Robert Kirkman, superstar writer of the 2000s, man, it's basically single-handedly saved Image Comics from itself in 2003. Who also, by the way, is apparently a bit of a dickhead. Creative types tend to be, but whatever.
Yeah.
Robert Kirkman's earned it. He made Invincible and Walking Dead, okay? He's got a little bit of cred to his name. Anyways, he was a ardent defender of Rob Liefeld in the fucking 2000s because Robert Kirkman is about 10 years older than me, so he was a teenager when Image was hitting. He will forever suck Rob Liefeld's dick, at least at the time. So he's like, no, Rob's a great guy, and he's a talent. He's a gem. I can't wait to work with him. Okay. So Rob Liefeld and Eric Clark and Rob Liefeld and Robert Kirkman co-create a comic. I don't remember what it was called. There was some weird multiverse plot in it, I think. Back before that stuff had gotten way too overused in pop culture. This comic went on for like 2 or 3 issues and was canceled because Robert Kirkman, who was Rob Liefeld's greatest defender at a time when Rob Liefeld was at one of his lowest points in the fucking industry, could not stand to work with Rob Liefeld.
Oh, was
this comic that's it. Infinite. This comic broke up. This comic dissolved, and this partnership dissolved in like 3 fucking issues because Rob Liefeld's biggest defender in the industry couldn't stand to work with him for 3 fucking issues.
Oh man. Oh, that's just sad.
Another fun Image thing is as Robert Kirkman throughout the 2000s tried to tard wrangle Image back into fucking relevancy. He had the idea of Image United back in 2009. Image United, because again, Image kind of has a shared universe, but not really, because everybody's allowed to just do what they want and no one's in charge. So trying to actually even though like Spawn will show up in Invincible and shit like that, trying to actually create a coherent shared universe continuity will drive you fucking insane. If you're absolutely hung up on those details, the best way to just do it is be like, well, I guess a version of Spawn exists in the Invincible universe. The end. And I'm just going to like leave it at that. You know? Anyways, Image United, 2009. They had the idea, and it was actually a dog shit terrible idea, in my opinion. But the idea was, we're going to have all these Image characters, and each one is going to be drawn by the person that created them. So you would have like a panel where like Spawn and Savage Dragon and some Youngblood characters are all hanging out. And Spawn is drawn by McFarlane and Savage Dragon by Eric Larson and the Youngblood character by Rob Liefeld, all in the same panel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you might be like, well, that wouldn't make a coherent image, no pun intended. And you're right. It looks like poorly photoshopped garbage. But that was the plan. Robert Kirkman, in what perhaps was the height of arrogance, almost really. Just you talk about hubris. You talk about flying too close to the sun. He thought he could genuinely card wrangle these immature prima donnas into working that tightly coordinated on a project, on what was intended to be, I think, a 9-issue fucking series or a 12-issue series. 2 of them were ever made, Luke. The end. And the second one was late.
Oh.
And now we don't talk about Image United ever again.
Oh, Image United. There. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, geez.
It was a shit show. And just the premise is terrible. It's one thing to have all these artists working on it, like maybe one guy does a few pages or something, but when you're like slapping it all together in one image, it just looked awful. That was one of the many covers to the thing, but God, it just looked bad. I remember reading in like Comic Shop News, like Robert Kirkman, like, can you imagine how cool it would have been to see like Steve Ditko's Spider-Man next to the Jack Kirby's Fantastic Four? And I'm like, that wouldn't have looked good at all. It would have looked like you just cut out images from 2 different drawings and slapped them together. Why do you think that would look good? But I don't know. That's what the fucking Spider-Verse cartoon movies do these days. So I guess people like that.
Something to take into account.
I see something like that, and my brain just screams like, oh, wow, this is a poor Photoshop. Like some fan slapped this together. All right. Well, we've gone on for almost an hour and a half. I think we're going to wrap this up. But first, let's check to see if we got super chats. Streamlabs.com/thebeglov, folks, if you want a super chat. I'll check, see if we got any. They don't pop up since I'm not on Streamlabs. I'm on StreamYards, but we can still see them. We can still read them. And looks like we don't have any. People like them to pop up. They don't do it as much now that they don't pop up. But if you do want to support the program, streamlabs.com/thebeglov, paypal.me/thebeglov. Send a donation with a message. I will go ahead and read it on air. And there's a link to the Amazon wishlist down below where if you want to buy me some more cool shit to go on my cool new bookshelf, that would be rad. And that's about it for tonight. Luke, thanks as always for your sidekick duties. Good having you.
Always glad to help.
We'll be here again next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, God willing. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Don't watch too much news, guys. Go read some comics instead. It's good for you. Go enjoy the all-American art form of the comic. Maybe not some Rob Liefeld comics, but just some good comics would do you some good. All right. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. Beglov out.